So let me show you how you can write this as either a sine function or a cosine function. So this first one I'm going to do is actually write it with respect to having our parent function being the sine graph. So to get started, what I'm going to do is mimic one cycle of sine, which goes from 0 to 2 pi and makes our S shape. So I know this is what one cycle of the sine graph looks like. I'm going to try to mimic that same shape, and I can actually see that shape happening from here to here. So I'm just going to highlight the same cycle, and then I'm going to compare and see what happens to it. So we know the original amplitude of the parent function is 1. The amplitude of this one is if I take the vertical distance, so from 7 down to 1, the distance is 6, cut that in half, and it's going to be 3. I can also see that amplitude, by the way, is kind of that average hump height here. So that is 3 units high there and 3 units low there. So the amplitude is going to be 3, and I can put that in my ordered pair, part of my stretches to the y, so I'm going to say 3y for that. Now for the period, it's the length of the repeating pattern. So the period starts at 3 pi and it goes to 7 pi. The difference between 3 and 7 pi is 4 pi. Therefore, I know that the period here is 4 pi units long. Now, how did they get to that is going to be a stretch or a shrink. So you want to think about it in terms of this. The original period is 2 pi. They did something to it to get to 4 pi. So you can either think about it and realize they multiplied it by 2, or solve for x by dividing both sides by 2 pi. And you're going to see that the x stretch on here is 2x, and that's what I'm going to put for that. Now, in terms of the slide, what I want to do here is I want to look at a starting point on my parent function. And I like sine because it starts at 0, 0. This would be the same kind of comparative point, and you want to see how it moved. So this graph slid to the right 3 pi and up 4. So right 3 pi and up 4, I can actually write that as my ordered pair rule. So it went right 3 pi, so plus 3 pi to the x, up 4 is that. Now in terms of vocabulary, our phase shift therefore is right, the 3 pi, the vertical shift on here is just the words up 4. Now to write the equation, all I'm going to do is I'm going to come on in, and I'm going to take these 4 components and put them into my parent function. So I'm going to go over here and jot down my parent. Might get a little messy here. Now to the x, I'm going to go backwards, and instead of adding 3 pi, I'm going to subtract 3 pi. And then to the y, I'm going to add the 4. Now, also to the x, I'm going to reverse it. Instead of multiplying x by 2, I divide the entire component here by 2, and I'll put that in parentheses like this. And then I'm going to take the 3y, and that's going to be on the outside right there. So this right here is the complete equation. If I wanted to, I could separate this here by breaking it up. And what I could get is I could rewrite it as also looking like it is. I'm going to be y equals 3 times the sine of, you could do x over 2, and then you can do minus 3 pi over 2 plus 4. So either one of those would be acceptable for the answer, writing it as sine. Now let's write it as the cosine function. So I'm going to pick my parent. What if you chose cosine? This one here, I'm going to drop the parent function for cosine, which is a C shape from 0 to 2 pi, and it looks something like that. To mimic that shape, I actually see it right here, and I'm going to see this same shape. Now, the thing here, because we already found the period and the amplitude, is not going to change, but let me just show you it doesn't. The amplitude is still going to be the difference between 7 and 1, which is 6. And you cut 6 in half, so you're going to get an amplitude of 3. The period here is at 0 pi, and it goes to 4 pi, so the period we can tell is 4 pi. And then from there, I can just write our ordered pair rules. For the s's is going to be 3 for the y. Again, the period was 2 pi, it went to 4 pi, so it was 2 times the x. Now here's where you have to be really careful if you chose to write cosine, is with this vertical shift. If you look at it, it looks like, well, one, we could tell there is no phase shift. There's no right or left, so the phase shift is none, which is great. So we can do that really quick. It's just X. The vertical shift, though, if you take a look at it, it looks like it slid up from 1 to 7 and did 6, but it didn't. The problem is that this graph was stretched on its amplitude. So keep in mind the parent function is normally here. So what I do here to really do the vertical stretch properly is I look at this parent function and I take it from the amplitude of 1 and I adjust it to 3. So watch this. If I just look at the parent and if I adjust it to 3, it's going to look something like that. So this is actually the amplitude stretch happening right here. So the parent to the amplitude stretch. Now look, when they did the amplitude stretch to 3, the distance between 3 to 7 is going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4. They actually took it after the amplitude stretch and they slid it up 4. So here, you have to be incredibly careful. The vertical stretch is a 4 because that amplitude actually is going to impact it. Now, we have the key components. Let's write the parent function. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take our parent of the cosine, because that's the one we chose here. I'm going to go backwards for my x, so I'm going to divide that by 2. I'm going to do the same for this y, so 3 out in the front, the same for this y, and I have the 4 there. And that is my final equation if I had chosen to write this one as cosine. I personally, if I can, try to write them as sine because it sometimes is easier, but sometimes cosine can be easy too. You just have to be careful.